It's a bit laggy at 1080. Let's try to fix that as much as I can. Might be all the options I toggled on just a few minutes ago. Oh, that's a lot better. So with this game, there's three stats that mainly improve. There's health bar, so your starting health, your starting chi, and your focus or mind. So since I'm a fast character base, like pretty fast, I'm just gonna increase health because, you know, when you die, you die. You gotta go back to the last checkpoint. So it's best off to have health. All of these can be with a harmonic combo, and this is a support style that works with it. I'm guessing. I've never really dealt with combos in this game. My bitrate is not good. Why is that? Cool. Oh, that's why. Let me close this, open this back up, and then go back to the game. I don't know what one to choose. I've never really cared about having a secondary. I'll go with Leaping Tiger. If I'm a fast attacker, like 1,000 cuts sounds better for fast attackers, but Leaping, I was messing about with 1,000 cuts on the other one, and it's just a barrage of punches. So, random name, because I'm never gonna put one in. Hmm. On you of the calm sea. Okay. Yep. I'm just gonna accept that because Chi's like what you heal yourself with, but if you just have enough health. Hi Ruby. Chi is what like you use your spells with, and what you heal yourself with. And focus is how you use certain weapons like swords.
I swear, one of these days I'll find a way around your guard.
How's the stream looking, Ruby? Because it's at 1080. Like it's 1080 downscaled to 720 because I output at 720, and my bitrate's like in the red for some reason.
Happily. I feel that I learn something every time I face you, even if it's only a new place to nurse a bruise. So long as you're certain you have time.
Let me check on my phone.
Let us begin.
I I always go like neutral when it comes to. Oh, why do I have? Oh, I don't like this. Oh, okay. Just checking your DM, and then dodge, right?
I need healing.
Oh, no, it's healing first.
That's much better.
Oh, I meant to break his block though. Okay, yeah, this I don't like this weapon.
Did you see?
I
Master
don't like
Yi
this
is
fighting
watching.
style.
He may not show it,
Like I can get the
but he
others
clearly
later
takes
on, but
pride in watching his students practice.
feels weird with this one.
I learn something every time we meet, proving that loss sometimes is the best teacher. Thank the heavens the bruises are worth it.
Okay.
You are gracious as always.
I'm a very
There won't
neutral
be much
person.
time
I'm
for
not.
such practice now
I'm
that you've
humble,
almost
should I
finished
say?
your
Not
training.
neutral. I've
Master
never
Yi told me to
played
pass
this
on
game
that
and
you
been
should
like,
speak
oh
with him
yeah,
when you
I'm
have
a
the chance.
snob. I'm
He said
stronger
you
than
can take
everyone
your
else.
time, so you need not rush.
This part is like, uh, so he's basically describing what we are, which is the prodigy student of this, um, like, no, what is it? Not academy, but of this fighting school where we learn to spar and stuff.
He specifically told me that it was no rush, so I didn't think it would be vital. Besides, who could turn down a chance to practice with you?
And
You have some time to wander the school and talk with other students. Smiling Mountain likely has some of the younger students available if you want to spar. I shall leave you to it. Take care, my friend.
okay, wherein a master foretells of doom, a rival challenges for station, and the past haunts the present. Your training nears its completion in the idyllic setting of Two Rivers. Master Lee promises that soon you will know more about how you came here, when and where your future will lead. All the while, strange tales begin to spread of ghosts that will not rest, and shadowy assassins who heed no law. My voice is very like crackly. Um, so what that is?
Typical.
Oh, gal. So what that is a pre-chapter. Like it'll tell you roughly what's gonna happen in the chapter. I don't want to go in there yet because I don't want to talk to Master Lee. Cool. Martial styles. This first chapter has a lot of reading. Thankfully, there's voice acting for the voice acting parts, like the communication parts with other people, aside from your character. Since they didn't want to like get 5 different voice actors and actresses. Martial styles. Martial styles do not always access the energies of mind and body harmoniously. Sometimes imbalance is the source of their power, as it is with Iron Palm and Viper. Each requires possession of 3 meditation scrolls. This is collectibles or purchasables around the land from what I've seen so far, because I've picked up 1 out of 3 in the test I was doing. Scrolls that prepare the student for the forces that will be encountered. If these disciplines are attempted without complete understanding, the student risks accessing more power than the body can withstand. Knowledge of Iron Palm and Viper is not often shared, and as most martial practitioners consider them to be in opposition to classical teaching. These are typically, I think, they're closed fist, which is a bad morality. Well, which is a different morality than what they want people to be. Is not often shared. As most martial practitioners, oh no, yeah. If a student happens upon one of the scrolls detailing these styles, he or she cannot or should not attempt to train in the style until gaining the possession of all 3. The most difficult and humbling step of any journey is the acceptance of one's own limitations, and confronting whether the journey is possible at all. This is just warning you, don't try. Well, it's saying why we don't try to use them without all 3 scrolls. The Long Drought. The Long Drought stands as one of the worst periods in the Jade Empire's recent history. 10 years of scorching heat and little rainfall took their toll on even the Prodigious. I don't know. That word is awkward. Prodigious. Reserves of the Empire's granaries. The sages predicted at least 3 more devastatingly dry years, while those in the Ministry of Harmony watched the death of toll of mount into the hundreds of thousands. The Emperor Sun Hai declared that the drought was over, and somehow it was. Through the Emperor's divine will, green returned to our parched land and stability was restored. So reading all of these is really good for experience early on. The Old Tongue, Volume 1. Zofan, or the Old Tongue, was the native language of one of many kingdoms struggling for supremacy before the empire was unified by Sagacious Tian, our first emperor. As the wars raged, constant shifts in territorial leadership spread the use of the Old Tongue. By the time Sagacious Tian formed the empire, the Old Tongue was so widely spread that it became the second official language of the Jade Empire. So that's just saying, sometimes when you talk to people, there are some people in this village that talk in the Old Tongue. She'll just like talk
One day
about.
I'll reach your level of skill, but
Yeah.
not unless I keep practicing with Smiling Mountain.
That's what a lot of this area will be. Student Wang is very important for game knowledge. Teaches you a lot about the law.
Hopes for the school when she sent me here from the capital. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ready to train with others of such skill. Even in the robes of a junior student, I feel a long way from my home.
It's from like 2005 as well. Or like 2007. So basically, he's from another. Oh, thank you for the host. He's from this imperial city, and this is like the outskirts of the world. I think this is at the south or something.
You're right. Master Lee would not have accepted me if he did not see potential. He measures all people carefully. I will just have to work twice as hard to catch up to your level of skill. Even then, it will take a long time to be your match. How long have you studied with Master Lee?
So this gives us insight on how long we've been here. Because as a player, we don't know. As an in-game character, we do know. But so we've grown up here because we was an orphan, and Master Lee took us in. We'll learn more about our orphanage later on.
You and Dawnstar have both had a lifetime of training under Master Lee. He is stern with you, but you sure can see that he's proud as well.
I
shouldn't pester you with my questions.
I don't know too much about
Is there
Dawnstar
something you need?
that I remember. So we
I don't
learn
know anyone else
roughly
who
about
displays
what
the
other
skills you do.
people are
Perhaps
with
Gao,
him.
but he lacks discipline. That is why he still wears the robes of a junior student, despite his ability. Dawnstar would be next, with few able to match her delicate moves. Beyond that, the only other person I know well is Smiling Mountain, the sparring master.
So that indicates that Gao is not he's skilled, but he's not skilled as we are because he doesn't have the discipline that we have. Sorry, I'm just putting on some socks because it's getting cold. But basically, Gao will essentially become our rival. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember too much on that, but oh yeah, I'm just gonna read this.
I've heard about and seen your skill, but I haven't been here long enough to know much more. Most of the students seem to appreciate your ability.
Oh, I hit my mic. So most of the students seem to appreciate your abilities, and then this line of text, he'll describe what happened.
I hate to put words in other people's mouths, but it's obvious that Gao does does not favor you. Master Li has been a mediator of sorts, but Gao responds poorly to authority.
So, Gao is very stubborn and stuck up, essentially. And the other students don't like him because of how he acts, and we'll meet him later on, and we'll actually get to see how he acts. But yeah, Gao and Dawnstar are the two important people in this area, aside from Master Li.
I have seen his kind in the city. He thinks his family's wealth is a substitute for nobility and is angered when others still see him for what he is, a crass and spoiled bully. I know she is sensitive to things the rest of us can't see. Sometimes I feel sorry for her. It obviously makes her feel different, and that's not right.
So, that's this. I forgot his name. Student Wen. Um, he gives some insight on Dawnstar before we get to meet her as the player. She has some special power. Well, she can sense stuff that we can't see, which is very important to the story, which is why we're close friends with her, which is why Master Li made sure we were both together. And it makes her feel different because she's one of the only few people among the students who can. And this guy's very understanding. It's like it makes her feel different, and feeling different as a student is wrong. Aside from the main character, they should always feel different because you can be male or female, because you're part of a legend, the legend of Jade
I think
Empire.
she was given a gift. Unlike responsibility, it may not always be pleasant, but it's something she should be proud of. It shouldn't isolate her.
That line of text is actually truth. Responsibility may not always be pleasant, but it's something that you should have to do and should be proud doing. Okay.
He doesn't come close to Master Li's skill, but Smiling Mountain is good for the younger students. He pairs novices with more advanced students so we can learn.
So Smiling Mountain is this guy back here. We'll talk to him in a minute, and we'll learn about morality, the game's system of good and evil. Well, not evil, but just the fighting styles of the game. And so Master Li's skill is probably the best skill in the Empire for teaching students, from based off of what he's saying, and we'll find out more. And Smiling Mountain's a good teacher for. He cares for the newer students because he can assess the newer students and teach them the basic moralities of like fighting. Okay, Dawnstar. Okay, have you heard about me? Go back to my other
I'll
questions.
answer what I can.
How well do you know of? Yep, done. Okay. Master Li.
He is one man and guides his students well. My last school had two masters who feuded all the time. It made learning very difficult.
So because Master Li is good at being, like, they don't teach at the same time, Smiling Mountain and Master Li. Not that we're shown in this. And they get along really well since Smiling Mountain probably teaches the same teachings as Master Li, which is why we learn only one set here. We learn only one skill. It shows that they're both able to guide their students very well.
At the Black Leopard School, I learned the bare basics of a style under First Brother Kai, but not enough to say I'd mastered anything more than a few core techniques. I demonstrate, but I don't think I even could. Master Li's teachings have been so much more effective that I have forgotten most of what I learned in the capital.
This is praising Master Li.
He is greatly skilled and tutors his students intently. You especially. My school in the city was mired in politics, not an environment that promotes diligent study. I'll answer what I can.
Oh, I thought there was more to that part.
It's funny, but I still want to look over my shoulder. I have to remember that we are a long way from the ears of the Lotus Assassins.
So that the Lotus Assassins is a name we'll keep a hold of quite a lot, because we'll keep hearing about them.
They're the Emperor's personal guardians. In the Imperial City, they watch everyone and everything, looking for those who would question the course of the Empire.
A good analogy for that, like, of the Lotus Assassins is, if you've ever seen Naruto, they're essentially the Anbu. They're just the Secret Service in a way. Well, not like Secret Service, more like the CIA of the US. More like MI6 of the UK. Okay,
The Lotus Assassins visit people who ask a lot of questions. The Emperor hasn't been seen much recently. His advisors run things. They're not gentle.
Okay.
There's already enough darkness without making up stories about shadows, in my opinion. Try Lynn. She seems very interested in the ghosts.
Sorry if you can hear the noises of me drinking, but he doesn't believe in the ghost stories, which I'm not gonna like shame him. They're actually true. There are ghosts in this game, because this game's all spiritual based, which is why we do martial arts, and we'll learn more about it later. But there's already enough darkness without making up stories about shadows or ghosts in this case, which gives a very good subtext about the rest of the game. There is a lot of like shady things that happens around the city, which is why he talks about the Lotus Assassins.
I'm no map maker, but I know the basics of the way the Empire is laid out. What do you want to know? It was a beautiful place to grow up. The brightest minds, the most noble houses, all the greatest warriors gather there. It's truly the most vibrant place in the world. I'm glad to be here, don't get me wrong. Two Rivers, though, is very peaceful. I'm used to a more hectic pace, I think. It's taking me some time to adjust.
Actually, same. I've been to the country and I lived just inside London.
Two Rivers is quiet, subdued. This province has a lot of rich agricultural land. Actually, fields cover pretty much everything south of the Great Southern Forest.
So, Great Southern Forest. So, we are in the south, I'm pretty sure.
They consider farmers uneducated rustics, though they'd use less polite terms. They'd change their tune if they could see such a skilled tutor as Master Li out here. The Empire is divided into four massive provinces. This area, largely agricultural, is the Golden Delta. To the north lies the Seat of Heaven, which holds the Imperial City. In the prosperous east, you can find port cities like the Phoenix Gate. To the west lie the hills of the Six Holy Scrolls. I know little about those two provinces, though.
So, we're in the Golden Delta.
I'll answer what I can.
And then
I'm honored that you should ask. What do you want to know?
this guy talks so much. It's good though.
The school I attended in the Imperial City was becoming mired in politics, so my mother sent me out to the country instead. Politics is dangerous, she always said. seems like the city is changing. Strange people, strange machines. These are interesting times. I think she just wanted to know that I'd be safe. Well, that won't be for a long time, but I'll probably return to the Imperial City. Perhaps I'll join the Imperial Guard. It's hard to think that far ahead. I'll end.
Oh, I need to exit this and then talk to him again.
It is an honor. What can I... It would be an honor. Are you sure you have time? Excellent. Let's find a quieter spot to spar. Once we're finished, I'll have
So
to
we're not
return here
sparring
and
in the main
continue
ring,
meditation.
we're going to be sparring just behind where Smiling Mountain is. The only challenge fight in this game is, what's his name, is Gal.
Heavenly Wave. Leaping Tiger.
Oh, he's actually healing. Yeah, okay. We defeated him in basic sparring, even though it seems really weird that we're using claws. So Heavenly Wave doesn't do any damage because it applies a debuff to them called Slow. Leaping Tiger, pretty strong. I have to remember not to double tap because double tapping just sends me like flying. Nothing to open over here. There's another scroll talking about the emperors, and then there's Jingwu. So, oh no, there's another book as well. Oh, I clicked off the game. Oops. Auspicious portents. Understanding the stars and the universe is a very important goal. By examining the universe, we can interpret and predict things to come. The sky is where the great dragon was said to dwell, and in his illustrations, in his illustrious home, we can see the signs of his effects on creation. The lore of this game is that a giant dragon created the world or something. I'm not too sure. I only remember like chapter 1 because I played for it recently. Of the observable phenomena, 3 major ones are the most auspicious. Comets, the flames of the heavens passing across the sky. Eclipses, during which the power of the gods block the sun for brief periods of time. And the falling stars, marking the descent of one of the celestial bureaucracy to the earth. So they believe that gods come from the sky and there's a giant dragon that is a god. To fight without thought is suicide. The path to victory is laid out one step at a time, each ahead of your opponent. Sagacious Tien. This is talking about harmonic combination, which is the title of this scroll. Harmonic combinations demand the use of 2 styles in rapid succession. The first must be of the class called Support, the second from the class known as Martial. So this is talking about support styles, which Heavenly Wave is a support style which you have to learn because that's what Master Lead teaches us, and you can't choose anything else at the start of the game. And then the martial style that we choose, I chose Leaping Tiger or something. Timing is the key. Begin with a focused disabling effect, and then follow quickly with a powerful barehanded blow. The 2 actions working in concert will create a harmonic channel in your chi and wreak havoc upon your foe. You must be swift as the window to create the harmony is limited. Disable your foe, close swiftly as you change style, and strike with all available force. Let nothing stand in your way, but beware. Opponents of great strength may possess the training to resist this technique. Thought will guide you to victory. Harmonic combinations will ensure the journey is swift. So, I'm probably gonna do another sparring session, and I'm gonna try swap properly. Yeah, Leaping Tiger, that's what it's called. Look at him, he's He's hard at work, doing the same 2 moves.
Always good to see you wandering the school. You're the best among us, after all. So it makes everyone train a little harder when you're around. The tricky part is making sure we're emulating you, not hoping to take you down a peg. You should think carefully before bruising the tender egos around here. Oh, did I tell you to see Master Lee when you have a chance? I'm not taking the blame if you forget.
So he doesn't actually have any dialogue options with us. Oh, where is... Oh, Student Lin is the other person I want to talk to.
Gao refuses to practice with the rest of us. He thinks he's too good for us.
Ruby, are you still here?
Our most senior student has a spare moment to spend with me? An honor. No, wait, I shouldn't be like that. Master Lee always reminds me that jealousy is a low path and not worthy of one of his students. I understand your training is almost complete. I wonder who will replace you as our example.
Probably Jingwu.
It certainly won't be me. I can't even imagine Master Lee saying, "You must strive to be like Lin in all things" to the others. Just the opposite, more likely.
So this is showing that she's jealous of us, at least. I actually don't know what the best option for her is. Like, I've said walk your own path, and she's just like, you sound exactly like Master Lee, so I'll try this.
That makes sense. Is that how you live your life? If so, it certainly seems to be an effective philosophy. Maybe I should spend more time training and less time worrying about where I stand in the
Oh,
school.
I think I chose this
How
option
else will
last
I
time.
be good
Oh,
enough to take you down one of these days? Besides, there might be bigger things to worry about. I find myself intrigued by the ghost tales that everyone's mentioning. You think I will talk about them behind their backs? I will, but I don't want people to think of me as the local gossip, even if I am just that. Of note? There's only one student of note, and that would be you. Everyone else, even Dawnstar, is just a background for you and your supposed destiny. I'm sure you know that your implied status causes jealous remarks. I have muttered a few, but I don't mean you harm. The one you should be careful of is Gao, but I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You know him as well as I do. A rich man's son. He's attractive, I suppose, but arrogance follows him like a cloud of locusts. I hear his father is the same way. Gao the Greater and Gao the Lesser. Not a family I would want to be a part of. Why do you need to ask me about Dawnstar? You know her better than anyone as far as I'm concerned. You two practically grew up together. Maybe that's why you two get along so well. Maybe her sense for ghosts and the like meshes well with the great destiny Master Lee sees for you.
yep.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like that. Dawnstar is a fine person. She just sees things that I can't.
That makes her jealous.
I know there are ghosts and spirits, but why should she be able to sense them when I can't? What makes her special? While Master Lee
You just see
tries
the
to never
pouty
let it
lips.
show, he
It's
obviously
not
holds a
great,
special
the
place
lip
in his
control
heart
in this
for you
game.
two. I suppose that's hard to deal
But
with.
it's
Even if
pretty
I
good.
have been here far less time than you two.
Certain options will change the face of my person. So like these are all positive options. Well, not positive, but these are all standard questions.
Master Lee never stops talking about you. You are special, or so we are repeatedly told. It can get annoying. Then again, some find it outright threatening.
Yeah.
Gao, obviously. You know he doesn't like you. He never has. And when Master Lee tells him to model himself after you, that just makes it worse. If you wish, what do you want to ask about? Master Lee took me in when no one else would. He is a firm master, but a kind man deep inside. I imagine that he walked. If you want anything more than that, you'll have to ask someone who was here at the time. That was 20 years ago.
That tells us we're 20. Well, at a later point.
I really don't know or care. It may as well have been Sagacious Tien, the first emperor. That was before I was born. If you wish. Other than what Dawnstar senses, all I have is stories, but they're becoming more and more common. Tales of people being haunted by loved ones, and mad ghosts attacking people on the roads, or even in their homes. And Master Lee accepts Dawnstar's ability to see and sense things others can't. If he believes her, then how could I believe otherwise? They're exactly what you'd expect. The souls of humans who have died. According to all the legends, when you die, your soul travels to the underworld. Once there, your soul is judged and placed upon the wheel of life, so that it can return to this world in a new life. A soul that doesn't return to the wheel of life becomes a ghost.
So this is going on about the wheel of life and how once you die, your soul gets guided to the underworld, which she doesn't say that, but guided is the word they use later on. And so your soul gets guided, gets judged, and gets put in the wheel of life. And then because it goes onto the wheel of life, it comes back into life when a new child is born. But since no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, okay.
According to the stories, ghosts are usually people whose souls are trapped in this world, either by circumstance or because they won't let go of their old lives. The thing is, those circumstances are very rare, and you never heard about ghosts 10 years ago. Now everyone's talking about them. It's like something has happened, and people aren't leaving this world like they should be. Either that or it's mass hysteria, but I can't believe that explanation. From what I understand, Dawnstar is very sensitive to magic and to the spirits we call ghosts. She sees things that others can't. Sometimes she knows things that she shouldn't. I really can't say if it's intuition or something else. That was my first question when I started hearing these rumors. Apparently they can look just like us, though possibly pale and faded. Some ghosts have been around a long time, and apparently they begin to change. They grow distant from their bodies and become more monsters than people. The scary thing is that a lot of the stories I've been hearing are about these old ghosts, the ones that look like monsters. It just doesn't make sense.
Jingui's just making noises in the background.
If you wish, what do you want to ask about?
Lynn is like jealous, but she's really helpful.
I'm sure you've figured out most of my little quirks by now. I've been here a few years.
She's humble in some parts, like there. She's very calm and very. Oh, you should have known most of them. I don't have many.
I wasn't the delicate flower my family had hoped for. They believed school would calm my spirit. But Master Lee has shown me how to focus myself. I have learned many skills while here, and not many of them require that I be delicate.
She's a good
when
character.
I'm done, I haven't really thought about it. I won't go home. There's no place for me there. If I can stomach the books, I could become a scholar. Perhaps I'll go to the Imperial City. I should see it at least once in my life. If you wish. Of course. I have to keep practicing if I'm going to be able to best you one day, aren't I? Excellent. Let's see if we can use Smiling Mountain's sparring ground. Once we're done, I'll wander back here if you need me again.
So Smiling Mountain Sparring Ground is the same place where you fought with Student Wen. Okay.
Heavenly wave. Leaping tiger. You utterly heavenly wave. Yeah. 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 Leaping tiger. Yeah.
Okay. That was better than when I was fighting Student Wen. That was a good example of swapping between combos. She was slowed, so she couldn't recover fast enough to actually fight with me. There's another student that I'll fight with, and fighting with, sparring with the students gives XP. I don't know if repeated. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try do another sparring with her, and then see if it gives me more XP. If it doesn't, then there's no point in me doing it more. Oh.
Heavenly wave. I will never submit. Leaping tiger. Leaping tiger.
Okay, yeah. Wait, let me check after this. I don't think it gives more XP. It's like, oh yeah, you've done every sparring session. Yeah, thought so. It's just good to get your practice in.
I thought Master Lee would have your attention for the rest of the day. It is good to see you.
We never learn
I know
about
you
the scar on
haven't had
his
much
chest
time
from
for
what I've
simple
seen.
Sparring. It is too bad. Your fellow students benefit from your experience. A strong opponent is the best trainer.
Okay. He's a shop.
Yes, training. For some time now, I have offered, for a small fee, to run students through a short regimen that will help them enhance their abilities.
I actually need to check this now. I understand a bit more
lessons you learn
about the
from me, or from
basic
any
stand.
trainer for that matter, will stay with you and help make you stronger or better able to focus your mind or magic. Let's see what you can learn.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know it is. Yep, cool. I don't have any. I don't know what this is called. Silver, I guess. Silver coins. But I'll probably go for this because cheese not so important for me. But these are basically increases one thing and decreases the other. So this increases health, decreases chi. This increases chi, decreases focus. This increases focus, decreases health. So if you get all three of these, they're good because you get just +2 flat out. Nothing else to read, so we'll just go through
What can
his
I do for
text.
you? I am here to serve and train.
Oh, I haven't been reading the options out, but to be
I am
honest,
charged with giving whatever instruction I can, but my insights deal more with the philosophy of combat than the skills themselves.
Jingwu Ai again. So the philosophy of combat. So this is where he'll
Master Lee
answer.
is very strict about what is taught here, because martial skill is a pathway to great power, and that holds certain risks. It is not just good over evil. Few things in life are that simple. The common way to say it is, do you follow the way of the open palm or the closed fist?
So, I'm gonna ask this before.
You are the sum of your actions. The harmony or discord that you sow will weigh on your shoulders as surely as any physical yoke. But there can be advantages. Certain forms of attack inherently lean toward one extreme or the other.
So he talks about
They have a rhythm
closed
that
fist,
resonates
right?
within you.
In a second.
You may find that some attacks perform better if you are more intent on causing discord. How you use this is for you to discover and decide.
So, open palm is. Well, I'll let him describe it. It's easier. He actually has the dialogue for it.
A term for the high path, or perhaps the way of restraint and harmony. Many aspire to it, but few achieve it. It is a path of resisting tyranny. Of course, the source of that tyranny varies. It is just as dangerous coming from without as within.
So, it's just as dangerous coming from without as within. This is a mentality that he's talking about. There's outside factors, and then there's also your inside factor.
Tyranny from external sources is easy to find and fight. Defending those who cannot defend themselves is a reasonable example. But when your abilities are so much greater than those around you, there is the temptation to set everything right by might alone. That is tyranny from within. True, but that can become a convenient excuse. Eventually you may decide that even direct violence is too inefficient for someone of your strength. It is a small leap from there to enforcing your will so that the crime never takes place. Suddenly you are the oppressor, when all you wanted to do was make things right. This way of the open palm is not without its hidden dangers, despite the best of intentions.
So what that's saying is, when you're trying to be a nice, peaceful advocate on the world, just making sure people are safe, making sure there's no conflict, sometimes you try to snuff out any pre-causes for conflict. So let's say, what's a good example that's not horrible to use? Let's say you see an issue that could occur in future. You oppress someone so they can't do the issue. Let's say I don't know a good one for this aside from on a global scale. Something's about to fall off a shelf. So instead of just ignoring it to fall off a shelf at a later point, you force it to fall off the shelf sooner, is essentially what this describes. Because, well, no, let's say someone's book is gonna fall off the desk, but you can see it going to happen, so you impart your will on it and you move it without their consent. You oppress their objections just to stop an issue arising. It's a weird analogy compared to fighting, which this game wants you to understand.
Wish to justify a thuggish nature. It is not as simple as crushing your enemies or as mindless as terrorizing the weak. It is a mindset born of impatience, of imposing your will.
So closed fist it's about using more violent means so you'd rather, I don't know, it's a weird one to do.
An evil man might ignore a plea for help because he does not care, but that shows a disconnection with the world. That is not part of the way. A man on the low path might also ignore that plea, but he would do so because that person should demonstrate they are fit to survive on their own.
An evil person would just completely ignore it because they can't relate to the person. Whereas someone from the close fist sort of path would just simply walk past because they can survive on their own, and this part will explain it a lot more.
The difference is in the details. That same man might help if the odds are unreasonable. He might also do it to incur favor. There is thought in his actions. He is not a mindless killer, but he may let strength decide what course is best. That is why it is a dangerous path. It can so easily be misinterpreted. I am charged with giving whatever instruction I can, but who are you interested in?
Gal. Nah, I won't go
Master
through the
Lee
list.
is a private man, and I will not presume to speak for him. His interest in you surpasses the care of any master I have known. He must see great potential in you. I'd rather not. He is impatiently traveling the low path, and I long ago
You see how his
abandoned him.
eyebrows are
He is reckless, and he neither seeks nor wants
starting
my
to go
guidance.
in. You can see the wrinkles around the top of
As
the
young
bridge
as
of
he is,
his nose,
Gao has
and his
impressive
mouth
skill.
goes
Master
up a
Lee
bit.
has tried to restrain him, but I know how far he has gone. He wields powerful energies, but has the temper of a child.
So, words powerful enemies, energies.
Master Lee has taught the base of such techniques to you and others. Mastering Qi is important for any student here, but he also demands control.
So there's
Gao's
life force,
father
there's
most likely
spirit
taught
force,
him.
and then there's
By all that I have
focus.
heard, both are impatient and spoiled. They can
Spirit
be
force is
provoked into
Qi.
explosive outbursts.
Gao the Greater and Gao the Lesser are very impatient people, which is why they're both closed fist. And the more they become impatient and do bad things, the steeper they fall. In this game, you can go up and down from closed fist to open palm not quickly, but you're not locked onto a certain path by options.
Only what she lets me know. A very private woman, despite spending so long in the school. You probably know her as well as anyone does. She has great skill, but a reluctance to use it. If she were to let go, she could be very powerful. Perhaps that is what she fears. If you wish, but only introspection reveals true insight. I used to call the trading center of Phoenix Gate my home.
So
But
he's
I am
from
70
the
here.
west.
I have nothing to go back to. It is not important. Suffice to say that I prefer this little village to the temptations of a greater city. Enough about me. What else can I do for you? It has been several years since I arrived in Two Rivers. I was surprised to find a teacher of Master Lee's ability so far out on the borderlands. It was a fortuitous accident.
So he came here 7 years ago.
I have studied the martial arts all my life and serve your master as I am able. He is devoted to your training and needs someone to assist the other students.
So we're Master Lee's main prodigy students, and we have most of his focus.
I am
And
charged with giving
Smiling
whatever
Mountain
instruction I can.
helps everyone
My
else.
insights deal more with the philosophy of combat.
Oh, I
than
need
the
to.
skill.
Oh my god, please. I don't need to buy anything. I don't need to.
The turtle's shell protects him only from harm of which he is aware. Ask away.
Okay. Yep. I don't need to. I'm just gonna
There
spark.
are a few, but not enough for me to set up some of the more challenging matches that I'm sure
I think
you
this
would
is a
prefer.
1v2, which is good for practicing
There will be more
fight.
students available later in
Like-
the day when many of their exercises have concluded.
I actually wonder.
Very well. I'll choose someone who is competent in one-on-one combat. This is only a practice bout, so fight until your opponent is knocked out. Get ready.
Yeah, knocked out. That's a bit of a strong fight, rather than just until they are defeated. I don't know this guy's name. I was just a student. Okay.
Very good. Another victory well earned. Now, is there anything else you would like?
What?
There are a few. Good.
What? Okay, I didn't expect it to be a 2-tap. Okay. So this is the walking. There is a lot of hip movement for these characters, which is kind of mad. Hi.
Oh, senior student. Not too many people come back here this time of day, so we thought we'd take a moment to practice.
Oh,
Would you
this
like
might
to
be the
join
1v2.
us? We could team up against you and learn from the best.
I don't know your name yet.
This is good news. We'll try to go easy on you.
Please don't. Oh, they're both just called student. Okay, cool. Just
That's
bullying.
enough. I didn't think we'd win, but it was an honor to face you. Thank you very much.
So the XP is very
Yeah,
useful.
Smiling Mountain's going to be
Oh,
teaching a
I should
class,
have asked some
and then
questions.
we have weapons training.
My bad. No, let me ask you a question. No, I can't interact with them anymore. There's a monkey here. Why is there no achievements for this game on Steam? I know what this is. This grave appears to be dedicated to the old master, a former instructor of the school. It is a humble tribute, not even bearing his name. A small bowl sits beneath the stylized image of a lion, ready to accept offerings of silver to speed the spirit of the departed to his rest. So I don't have silver. I think that's the currency, but I'm not too sure. There's more monkeys. Oh, I don't even know if they're monkeys or like they're not chimpanzees. So, hi, welcome to the school gate. The school gate takes me back here. And the other way, I'll just open the map. The other way up here is the Smiling Mountains area. And there's nothing down there.
That's much better.
The mini-map doesn't matter in this section. I don't wanna... Oh yeah, I can't talk to Dawn, so yeah. So, Spirit Font, for some reason you can turn during it. So it replenishes your chi and your health, and that's a focus shrine up there behind me. Right there. So that'll replenish my focus. The inner self, the great will of life turns eternal, bringing one through life into death, and then back around into life. Though the new life is always different, the core essence, the spirit of a person remains the same. This spirit breathed into each person is eternal. To achieve harmony with the universe, one must perfect that harmony with the spirit. Indeed, the spirit in each individual is a reflection of that greater universe. It is a reflection of the wheel of life and the great dragon that created it. So reading everything is good for experience. Hi, CPAT. I'm sorry for what happened to you later on.
Greetings, fellow student. The gate is closed for now, and I am tasked with keeping it so.
Where's Gao and Dawn stuff?
Master Lee has asked that no students leave the school until the morning meditations are concluded. Please do not. This is the first task I have
Oh
been
yeah, he's
given,
new
and
here.
I don't want to get distracted.
I'm sad.
What do you mean? Some sort of test? Ask me anything. I am ready to try. Wait, I know this. Yes, it's weapon, martial, support, transformation, and magic. Weapon and martial styles are pretty self-explanatory. Support styles allow you to paralyze, slow, or otherwise hamper your foes. Magic styles allow you to use your chi to control the elements, while transformation styles allow you to assume the form of creatures or even demons. I'm only repeating what I have learned in my time here, senior student, but that was one of the first things I memorized.
So there's 5 styles, which will unlock throughout the game. I think we can reorder them when we need to.
Chi is our internal magical energy. Is that it? Yes. And we can use our chi to hasten the healing process of superficial wounds. Additionally, chi can be used to strengthen our blows, making the most of each strike. I'm sure that's right. I can't channel my chi like you and Dawnstar yet, but one day.
I don't know how to actually channel chi into strikes.
Of his history? Nothing. He is supposed to be a great master, but I just arrived, so I know very little about him.
Don't
I
worry,
wish I knew
same.
more, senior student, but that is all I can answer about our master.
I know who he actually is, but that's just because Chapter 1 teaches you that.
Oh, good. I mean, yes, thank you, senior student, for the chance to answer your questions. Master Lee was looking to speak with you, wasn't he? After he left me here, he went back to his house in the center of the school, if you're looking for him. Hello? I am dedicated to even humbling tasks, but I agree. Guarding the school entrance is more to keep me busy than a necessity, I think. Perhaps my vigilance will show Master Lee that I am a worthy student. He has delayed my training because of some pressing matter.
No, I'm not gonna be like that. The boy and girl don't really have anything.
Dawnstar's garden is peaceful, even when she's not here.
Oh, he talks in the old tongue. In not old tongue, the other language. So they speak in English or they speak in that. You have to actually stop to interact with stuff. Who are you? Gal the Lesser. I don't like speaking with you, but I'll do it.
Oh, you're finally here to talk to Master Lee, are you? I certainly hope so. The old man is in there meditating, and he won't train me until he talks to you. The senior student, Master Lee's little lapdog, here to talk to me? My lucky, lucky day. Don't you have something more important to do? You don't want my answer to that question. Go talk to one of your sandal-licking friends and let them tell you I'm jealous. I'm sure Wen could stammer out an answer for you, something to make you feel all warm inside and just great about yourself.
Yeah, you're
Master
dead.
Lee wants to talk to you. Do me a favor and go talk to him. Then maybe I can actually receive some education at this school.
Impatient.
I have nothing to say to a dog bounding after its master. Go bother someone else.
And that is that part. That freedom.
Ah, there you are, my student. I watched your bout against Jinwoo with great pride. You have gained almost all you can from the practice arena. You are My best pupil, though you came to me an orphan, I have tried to prepare you for the responsibility your skills will bring. Have you given thought to your future?
I'll be humble.
Your lessons are complete. Remember these basic skills and keep them at heart. But also remember the classes are not a true measure of ability. Always be ready to learn. I recall that, as a child, you fell and bruised your arm. I comforted you, saying that small pains are part of learning, but not every setback imparts wisdom. You must be careful.
That line of text is really good.
Sometimes all you learn in defeat is that you have been defeated. This world is out of balance. Spirits grow restless, and you have a role to play that I have kept secret.
Whoa.
Those who announce their important destiny before they are ready tend to meet unfortunate ends. The wise only seek attention when capable of dealing with it. The people are scared. I do not have all the answers, but I know you will become very important to the fates of many. You will be called to face a great evil.
Master! Master Lee!
What is this interruption? This had better be important. There is much to say.
Master! Nijo came to warn me. He saw a boat from the outlook past the fields. Strange outlaws. They fired something at him, and Kiamin was injured.
Where is she now?
Still outside the village by the outlook. Nijo couldn't carry her. Please come, Master Lee. The bandits are not at the village yet, but they could arrive at any time.
We will have to continue our discussion later, my student. It appears we have more pressing matters. The time for practice is over. Go to Gujin, the weapon master, and get a weapon. You may soon be called to use it.
Okay, I should pick up my soul weapon.
Make certain Dawnstar is aware of the danger. Her skills have always complemented yours, so take her with you. Prepare yourself for a potential attack while I tend to my fallen student. I will return as soon as I can. We will continue our discussion when the threat is over. Good. The time comes when you will know all you need to. For now, keep the basics at heart.
Okay, I'm gonna do something before that. There's a statue there. I didn't need to read that, that's not important. Okay, nothing in here. I don't remember if there's anything in here. So nothing there. Here's a bunk bed or something? I'm not sure. Can't zoom my camera in properly. You can only interact with this, so. A statue of a lion stands behind an altar. It is marked as a training aid designed by the previous master of the school. There is a crystal sphere in the lion's paw. The aura in the statue serve to show students a real example of lessons otherwise presented abstractly in class. It has not seen use in some time. Sorry, I'm clearing my throat. The altar is less ornate than the statue, and was replaced many times after frustrated or deliberate outbursts from students, but that too is part of the exercise. There is mention of greater reward for the more investigative path, but that was probably an additional element of the test performed by the master who placed it. You cannot recall Master Lee ever referring to the statue. Different masters prefer different methods of teaching. Less ornate statue and lacks a sense of permanence, so it's been replaced. Something activates as you approach. The sphere in the lion's paw begins to glow with blue light. Put the blue figurine on. Put the red on. Put the yellow on.
The obvious path is humble, safe, but pays the wage of a cook, not a champion.
Cool. So we got 1 silver coin. I think that's the only silver coin we get around here for a while. That's not enough to buy anything from what's his name? What is his name? Smiling Mountain, since he requires at least 400. The coin disappears through a thin slot in the bottom of the bowl. There is an audible clicking sound, and the head is removed. Because I think it was a special coin or something that we put in. Very unique. So we got the lion's head. And the lion's head is put onto this. I actually don't know where it goes, but you know. It's broken from off of this. Okay, yep. Oh, place it in the mouth. Okay, so it glows green. So this is just basic colors, and so it glowed purple, so blue and red make purple. So I add what I need to.
You will see the interconnectedness of all things. Even that which is humble can be the key to greater things.
Okay, so it started off with green, which is blue and yellow to make green. Then it went to orange, which is red and yellow. So I had to remove blue and add red. And then it went purple, which means I had to remove yellow and add blue. That is the point of this exercise. I lose 4 the lion head token, the lion figurines, and then I get Gaze of the Lion. Which, if I go to I, is here. Oh, no, not here. Here. Nope. It's somewhere. Town gate. We need to go to town. I don't remember where it is. Oh yeah, you can remap them. I don't know if my path is actually changing. Yeah. I think it's slightly going upwards. It's very, very minuscule at the start of the game. But certain actions, like, I think if you, I don't know if you can kill someone later on in the game, but I think that will massively drop it. Or if you can spare someone.
What's the matter, Dawnstar? Are you scared that Master Lee might find out?
There is talk of approaching bandits, and you bother me with unsubtle advances. How very like you, Gao. No doubt a tactic learned from your criminal father.
His
You
name
see her
is
sneer.
Gao the Greater, and he built a fortune out of some ragged thieves and slave traders. If my charm can't move your spirit, I'll buy the ground from under you.
No, he's just flexing money.
Your father's undeserved wealth does not impress me, Gao. It only serves to push me further away.
You step beyond your station. She and I are discussing her future.
Thank you, Gao, but I'll pick my own poison. Now leave, and if you'd be so kind, stay downwind.
I won't forget this, Dawnstar. You show great disrespect. You as well. You will not take all the glory if there is an attack. We are not through.
fact he's always sneering really messes with his
Gao
mouth.
the Lesser in all respects. I thought Master Li allowed him to stay so that the influence of the father could be countered, but Gao never learns. He acts like he's above Master Li's teachings. Such are the conceits of wealth, I suppose. I appreciate that you arrived when you did. That is nice to hear. Gao could learn much from you if he wanted to learn anything from anyone. What does Gao the Lesser ever want? He's convinced that he can buy everything, and that includes people. He's a spoiled little man. I'd rather not dwell on him. Let's not increase his influence by talking about him after he's gone. What is it you wish? Yes, he said you were coming. He just passed here with Si Pat on his way to help Kia Min. It's strange that simple bandits would launch such a raid. Master Li was concerned that this would interrupt your training. His respect for your potential is just so absolute. Has he told you any more about your future? Only what Master Li has told you in the past. You are meant for great things, but you must discover them yourself. It must be so frustrating, but exciting as well. It is not the same. You are filled with the promise of great things, even if they are unknown. My skills will always be darker.
She says darker, but
I can see into the spiritual, an ability that grants
this
some
is
insight, but it doesn't seem
what
to
she
be
does.
useful for anything other than keeping me awake at night. I helped Master Li discover the unrest that shapes your future, but I see only problems, while you are destined to find solutions. I envy you for that. I'm glad. You have always kept your feet on the ground. What does Master Li say? That you should keep the basics close to heart?
Yeah,
Let's go get
keep
your
one so
weapons in
close to
Lucian's
heart.
workshop. It shouldn't be too hard to fend off simple bandits. They're foolish to attempt such an attack. Of course, I can speak now or during our walk. Master Li suggested that I accompany you, in case you require assistance. I don't want to think about it too much. Manipulating chi has not come as naturally to me as it has to you. The things I do are different. I can see spirit shapes and hear the odd whisper. Master Li was surprised, but he has not had time to look into it further. Your training is his primary interest. Hopefully I'll find my skills useful more than just keeping me up at night. Could we go on to something else? We are all spiritual creatures. When we die, our spirits are released to find their way to the underworld. The journey eases the transition from life to death. If their time among the living was troubled or painful, spirits sometimes get lost. They can seem almost alive and are often mistaken for living creatures. They usually only appear for a short time. They say what they need to say and then are drawn to the underworld. If a person's life is very traumatic, his or her spirit can lose its way for a long time. They can go mad trapped in the world of the living. Maddened spirits change. They lose their connection to the living world and begin to channel darker emotions. They can be very dangerous. I've only seen hints of those. It's been enough. I'm very worried about what may be coming. I don't know. That's the kind of thing old men sit on mountains to discover. Some say it is a place of judgment. Maybe it's about reincarnation. You'd think we could just ask the spirits themselves, but if we can't really understand our own answers, how can we hope to fathom theirs? We should get our weapons as quickly as we can.
Oh, damn. No, I wanted to. Oh.
We should go. We should get our weapons.
Okay. There's nothing else around here that I need to do. So since CPAT's gone, we can just go through the gate. Two rivers, which is this village or city. Not city, definitely not a city. And here we have an interaction, which I try to avoid and fail.
Nice little town you have here. Not a lot of guards, are there? How are your stocks of food?
I don't know you. Why are you asking me all these questions?
This town isn't well guarded. Forget it. Let's just start looting. We'll get first crack at the good stuff.
You're right. This isn't worth it.
One kick to the face.
I can't believe they've moved so quickly. We need your weapon. Gujin will be in his shop north of the main stairs.
Cool.
Why would bandits come here to Two Rivers?
I'm so shocked. I don't know what to say. You have to keep us safe.
It's so.
Wait, they didn't kill him. Wait, what? He got one kick to the face. Oh yeah, there's a fight down here later on. Okay. Oh, Fender's missing. This just says basic stuff. Town square is up here. Town square is kind of confusing to look at on the map.
I heard a terrible scream. Are the bandits here yet?
Pig. So I'm just gonna walk around and like grab any chest. Hello. I forgot about Guardian. Here's another spirit font. I think this one's consumable though, so
That's much better.
it can run out. We can't go through the town gate. But that's how we leave the town later on. So that's Weapon Master Gujin. So I'm just gonna talk to Guardian.
Bandits, huh? I see a lot of them. I better let someone else have some fun for a change. Can't abandon the gate. You never know if they're gonna sneak around. No, please. I can't fight. I just didn't want to be a rock picker in my grandfather's field. Guarding the gate looked easy. I never thought bandits would actually come. Please don't let them get me. Don't let them.
Wow. We're defending a coward. But we're not rude enough to just flat out call them a coward. There's Guardian. There's a focus shrine here. Oh, I want to read this. The martial arts. The pride, perfection, and achievement of an individual are represented in many ways. The honing of the mind, civic achievements, and glory gained for the Empire. The development of the spirit and one's inner energies. And the training of the body. Through the body, the practitioner imposes his will upon himself and, through that, upon the universe. Through the use of his body, the martial artist achieves transcendence and strength, overcoming all obstacles, both physical and spiritual. The Legacy of Master Lee, which is a hidden book set. I think I leveled up from that, didn't I? No. It's just I learned something important. Oh, this is the entire dialogue of the game. No, not of the game. Of, like, recent events. So you can actually go through stuff. I want her to be support rather than attack. So now we talk to Gujin, who speaks in the old tongue, or the other tongue. I'm not okay. If it isn't two of Master Lee's best and brightest, there's not much left for me to teach you two, so you can't be here for lessons.
Hello, Weapon Master Gujin. Good day to you.
Oh, there's no need for titles from you two. Fofan, that's what it's called. Your tongue, you mean? Anyone with half an education understands Fofan, and some of us prefer the way it rolls off the tongue, which is actually somewhat common in other languages. Not common, but it's how it is in some other languages. Don't act like it's a surprise. Lots of people speak it, although I suppose it is concentrated mostly in the prosperous East. So in the East they will speak a lot of Fofang. And yeah.
If you'd prefer, I don't need to use Thofan. Now, what brings you here?
Fofan's like interesting to listen to, but it just sounds like they're repeating the words, like certain syllables too much.
Already? I assume you dealt with them, and the rest are in for quite a surprise when they get here. Well, no time to waste. Dawnstar, I watched you practice with that new blade yesterday, and I must say you take to it naturally. I want you to keep it and use it as your own.
This is a great honor. A good weapon is a true warrior's most treasured possession.
You know, you came here with Master Lee as just a babe. I came not
Just a
long
babe.
after, and I've been holding on to a weapon for you ever since. Well, two, actually. But you need to choose which one you'll take. Master Lee wants you to stay focused on your first weapon. I don't know where your master acquired these, but he has honored me with the care of two legendary
Legendary.
You may arm yourself with either the legendary longsword, Fortune's favorite, or the famed staff, Golden Star.
So I was messing with Fortune's favorite. It's alright because it's typical sword. Well, I'll try the Golden Star. Okay, I'll do this option.
I'm afraid not. She would not be able to handle one of these weapons quite yet. I'll explain why in a moment, but suffice it to say that very few people have your aptitude for maintaining focus in battle.
So these weapons require using your focus.
Dawnstar will be able to handle a weapon like this, but don't discount the blade I gave her. Master Lee wanted her to have the keenest steel I could find. They say Golden Star was forged as a gift to a water spirit of the Silkworm River. A young noble convinced the great Eastern Serpent to fly him to the stars, where he dipped this staff in the tail of a comet.
Oh, listen to both.
It could be pure fantasy, but the staff certainly isn't. It's strong and has an excellent reach. Your foes will tremble if they see you wielding it. They say this blade was created in the forge of Smiling Fortune. Blacksmith.
So this is from the West.
Crafted for his son, this blade eventually found its way into the hands of men.
What's
How
that
your
now?
master found it, I cannot say. But this ancient longsword is yours, if you wish it.
I'm just gonna skip through it because I already listened to it. I'll take it.
Your weapon is well deserved, and you'll need it with these bandits so close.
So the reason we only choose one is so we can get used to using the style
You
of
can
it,
come see me after the bandits are dealt with.
and then you can swap.
One more thing you need to know. These weapons strike with deadly precision, but to wield them safely, you must focus with each strike. Master Lee has been training you so that you'd be ready for this kind of weapon, and the drain won't be crippling, but you will get tired over time.
Hence your focus bar will go down. I think it's when you strike, not when you're wielding them.
That you should. Those people will be looking to you for leadership until Master Li gets back. I know you'll do well.
Senior student. Oh, excuse me, Weapon Master. I did not mean to interrupt.
Calm down, student. What has you so flustered?
The bandits. They've already been sighted down by the beach, and they're making their way toward the town. Master Li hasn't returned yet with Qiamin. I'm sure he will be back before long, but we must depend on you until he returns. They're making their way toward the town now. The few men in the militia weren't able to stop them. I don't know, but their ship is large. There could be many of them. You have to help, senior student.
Cool. I'll help. Already asked this. So, high path and low path there.
Make your way to the beach and teach these bandits a lesson. I know you can.
You've done well, lad. Go back to the school now. Your friends have some new weapons they're dying to try out, I'm sure.
So, oh, this is a staff, okay. Powerful weapons require intense concentration to wield them properly. The fatigue from their use will drain your focus, which is the yellow bar on top there. So, that's a direct, like, that thing that we just went over there about high path and low path. Asking him to join us is the low path because it's just focusing on aggravation, whereas the higher path is to warn everyone else to make sure the village is safe. We don't want to have any, like, unprepared students and townsfolk, so that's why we chose the high path. I'm pretty sure anyway. I'm not 100% on that. So this is so there's a focus orb. I'm just gonna heal and then take this spirit orb. So using the weapon's fine. It just feels a bit janky. Oh, I forgot about that. So faster fighting styles are. Oh. This is Gal's fight.
Thank the heavens you came down here.
Oh no, not Gal's fight. Oh, you can break this. Oh, you can't break that one. Damn.
That's much better.
So, I... sorry. I don't want to go down to the beach without topping up my resource bars. Focus isn't too important since I don't use focus that often. Okay. But chi is somewhat important since I have to use it to restore my health. Okay. Oh, did I not use it? Whoops. I think I have to wait for the animation to finish. There we go. So topping up chi and topping up focus is always good. It's free, there are infinite uses in this town. I think later on you might run into ones that aren't. This is to the beach. And so there's this cave here to the right. I don't know if it's better to go through the cave or not. Yeah, I'm going through the cave. I think there's like something in here, yeah. Some coins.
Yet another village with no purpose. I will replenish our supplies and continue my search elsewhere. You will all, of course, have to die.
Triple kill.
Cannon fire, look out!
Cool. Oh, I leveled up. So I don't really like using the weapon, so can I just do this now? I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. I don't really like using... I don't use Heavenly Wave too much. I don't like using the Golden Star right now. I don't like using it. It takes too much. So since I'm going speed, I'm just going to do this. I don't really use the chi damage too much because I don't know how to yet. I don't block. Blocking's probably more useful later on, but not where I'm at right now.
What are you? Your skills are more than this tiny village warrants. But I also see something strange, an oddity. You could be an anomaly or a sign of who I seek. A further test is needed. These mercenaries are not the only threat I command. Let us see you contend with this.
The undead. Why does it swap the like cutscene like this? Horrific. So weapons don't work on these because man-made weapons cannot work. Okay. Cutscene. Wow, he teleported.
Impressive. Clearly, I have been too dismissive in my search. This village will be torn asunder. Whatever you are hiding, I will have it.
Just look at him run.
I have seen enough of your skills. You will die now, so I am not troubled later.
As every villain should be. Master Lee. The original One Punch.
You! Well fought, my student, but I cannot risk you against a foe like this yet.
So blatant. We never thought to look in so humble a place. We expected an army. Your strategy, as always, is impeccable.
Your search is over, assassin, but no one will hear of your success.
Just flat out murders him. Okay.
It would seem that my past is catching up to me, and you are destined to be swept along. You have faced your first spirit opponents far sooner than I intended.
Unlucky.
Dawnstar can explain the nature of such creatures. I must go
I already
and make sure
read
everything
nature.
is in place. I thought I had more time, but perhaps you are ready. Do not be so quick to thank me. My influence caused this attack. You were not meant to see this yet, but now there is no choice. I will explain to the school.
Okay, yep.
You have done well, but more than this awaits you. See to your fellow villagers and students, and return to me at the school. We have a great deal to discuss.
Oh, okay, yep, cool. Charm, intuition, and intimidation. So these merge up differently. So I want to increase my charm, so I should increase my mind. Cool. Oh, I wanted to grab them. Unlucky.
We fought well against those bandits, but I had no idea Master Lee could command that kind of power. He destroyed that ship so easily. This is so confusing. Master Lee said I could explain the nature of spirits, but these were different. That sorcerer forced them to appear like wild dogs let loose. So many spirits seem lost, as if the way to their rest is blocked. I didn't think they were dangerous, but those on the beach, I sensed madness. Time drove them mad. You disrupted them by defeating them in combat. They will not reform for a long time. I hope there is peace in that, but I don't know. So much is worrying me. I was worried enough when we were expecting bandits. Now it seems there are dangers we don't even know about. Master Lee called that sorcerer an assassin. Assassins don't attack at random. They have very specific prey. I don't want anything to happen to this home. I've never belonged anywhere else. Would it be strange of me to say I don't know? I have very little memory of my home before coming here, even though I was 3 years old when I arrived. I remember moving around a lot, never staying anywhere for long, and for some reason, the robes of that sorcerer looked familiar to me. I don't know why. I'm sure it's nothing, just the memories of childhood playing tricks, with glimpses of the spirit realm invading my thoughts. I could have seen them anywhere. I can't remember specific incidents, but I am used to being shunned. People are not very welcoming of those who appear to not let the dead lay peacefully. Master Li said I was brought to him by a concerned ally who received me from yet another person. That person wanted me safe, but he said he couldn't ensure it himself. Master Li doesn't know who that guardian was or what I needed protection from. He promised to look into it, but he's not had time. Your training has taken precedence. My abilities are just a curiosity. You are the center of attention here. I prefer it this way. I can just be.
I can just be.
Yes, I suppose you know something about that as well. I hope this does not sound odd, but I am glad we share that. Thanks for this talk. The events on the beach worried me, but...
I'll finish chapter 1, then I'll take a break.
Let's get back to what you need to do.
Chapter 1's a bit long-winded, but I think all of the chapters are long-winded.
Well, we've already visited Gu Jin, who used to be a guard in the west, they say.
Oh, so Gu Jin's from the west as well as Smiling Mountain.
He's usually by the statue on the beach.
Yeah, right where we're at.
Merchant Fendo is in the village square. He's been expecting new goods any day now, for weeks. Oh, for training or learning the philosophy behind martial combat, go see Smiling Mountain. He is behind the ring, near the student quarters. He's always amusing. Then we should return to Master Li's.
Yep. Grab that. So they drop all 3 orbs because, you know. I'm gonna talk to you.
Oh, you. You're a friend of Dawnstar, right? I'm looking for her. Dawnstar, there you are. I know I haven't spoken to you in a while. I saw him again last night, and I remembered what you said. I wasn't as afraid.
I'm glad, Mrs. Zhang.
He seemed peaceful, if a bit lost. But I know it's not your fault now. I'm sorry for disturbing you and for what I said before.
Remember Zhang Jin, her son? He drowned last year after the mooring she tied let go. A sad accident. I saw his spirit and told her. She thought I was calling up ghosts. Some spirits return because of trauma, to rectify something that disturbed them in life or death. They are very focused. When the pain is gone, they find rest. At least they are supposed to. Jin's spirit told his mother the accident wasn't her fault. Now he wanders, unconnected to this world and unable to pass to the next. Troubled spirits can be set to rest for a time, but unless the greater problem is corrected, it seems all dead are destined to wander until they go mad. I'm sorry, this has been difficult. I don't want to think about how it affects specific people. I'm still not sure I should have told Mrs. Zhang about her child. I don't know. People just want to be left alone with their grief. I guess blame is easier to understand than chance. Come on, we should go see if the students are all right. Master Li will be waiting.
Yep.
I'm so glad you and Master Li arrived when you did. My father ran to the school gate to find students to help. Did he make it? He didn't make it? No. Please, no. This town was his home. He shouldn't have died like this. Hopefully Master Li can give this some meaning. A sorcerer here.
Oh, oops, I pressed control. Oh, Fenjo. I'll wait for it to... Oh, he's done. Cursed bandits, let the spirits lay trouble for all they have done. Some good people fell here, but thanks to you, not as many as might have. And my statue, it's a good thing they didn't touch it. Disgracing such a tribute would be like disgracing the Emperor himself. A fitting tribute to our leader, Emperor Sun. And Though no one else seems interested in venerating or venerating? No, venerating his rule. I don't have the time. I don't have the back for cleaning it properly anymore. That's why they call me Old Ming. You old goat. No, that's rude. Don't disrespect the elders in this game. Not many people seem interested in what Old Ming has to say, even if I've been here longer than anyone. What did you want anyway? Make it snappy. At my age, I could die at the drop of a blossom. A few scruffy bandits and then mysterious leader show up, and suddenly everyone's pestering me about the village like it's important. That would depend on who you are. I suspect everyone would cast a single vote for themselves. Master Lee is the real leader here, which is understandable. He's the master of this school that is inside the town, and he protects the village as he just did. Everyone looks up to him, and his word passes for law around these parts. His wisdom is unquestionable. He teaches a lot at the school, but Gujin, the weapon master, helps out a lot around town, making him probably the most well-liked man around. So Gujin's the most charismatic, as merchants and blacksmiths typically are. Well, some merchants. Fendo is the other one, but he's not as liked. But we'll meet Fendo later on. Then there's Merchant Fendo. Someday I'd appreciate it if he'd quit complaining about that he hasn't struck it rich yet. At least he hasn't struck it elderly, I say. A wise and skilled man. He has kept the peace in the village for 20 years, like it was set in stone. I don't know. He never talked about what transpired to bring him here, or why he arrived with you under his arm. I remember he seemed quite harried at the time, but he settled in quite quickly. He could see the potential of this place, I think. It was so long ago. What was his name? Konsai Songan? I think it was that. He was more concerned about the trade, more concerned with trade than anything else. Master Lee set the village on a different path shortly after he arrived. Songan left. I am not sure what became of him. If you wish, but I've only got so many years left. Give me a jostle if I nod off. Tell me about the Emperor. Oh, I don't dare speak of Emperor Son. My words can't do proper justice to his glory. He is a hero to many. Ending the drought, earning him great respect, even if he no longer shows the influence this far from the walls of the Imperial City. I would never suggest such a thing. He simply has greater concerns elsewhere. Pray. Master Lee has commented on that he much prefers that Two Rivers does not get any attention. It is a sign that all is well here. Oh, wait. What would you have me speak about? All my life, more years than I can remember, very little has changed. I used to grow rice, now I live in a small stipend sent by my son. He has long since moved farther south in the Golden Delta. He never comes to visit. Typical, but the silver reminds me that he cares. If these bones get any more creaky, then maybe I'll move down with it. Obviously, I have turned this beach into a grand meditation garden where the contemplative mind can see the pathways of the future in the lay of the sand. Or maybe it's just something to keep me busy. At my age, you need a purpose, or you just fade away. Oh, I've already read this. Oh, okay. Good on you. History is best taught through stories. A teacher lecturing about the past is like listening to a paper crumple when you want to hear a waterfall. Which is a good analogy. You want to hear it from people who lived in that time, not from people reading off a piece of paper. Everything's lost in the translation. Perhaps you think I have an affinity for spirits since I am close to becoming one myself. I am not that old yet. I keep my feet towards the earth and my head as straight in the opposite direction as I can manage. I wish others were as practical. I have heard many ghost stories lately. Travelers talk of roads awash in spirits. I am quicker to blame that on the bowls of wine than on the glut of the dead. You are too young to know what it was like. A decade of thirst, with all the land cracked and bare. It was the worst in the great cities. Riots claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. Emperor Sung Hai put his influence towards ending the drought and saved us all, but there was a cost. I don't know where this front line was or the name of the enemy, but the Emperor's own brothers, Sun Qian and Sun Li, were lost. Sun Qian, am I right? Sunken. But what really happened? As I said, Emperor corrected whatever great offense to the heavens that had afflicted the Empire and thus ended the drought. That isn't answer enough for you? I know. For the young, it never is. In time, you'll understand that the Emperor must deal with things that you are not meant to know or comprehend. That is moral of story. I have faith in the order of things. The Emperor knows things that I am not meant to. If the fisherman sends his catch to the market, does the customer need to know how to fish? No, he just needs to know that someone else does. That is the order of things. It is real, and I know it works. Ghosts and shadows are tavern tales. The Empire was forged out of warring countries by the iron will and inestimable might of sagacious Tien, the first emperor. In titanic battles and intense negotiations, he brought harmony to the chaotic world and created a single culture that stands tall over all others. Thank you, old Ming. Can I actually do anything with statue? No. That is General Sun. I can't remember his second character, because all three of them are Sun Li, Sun Ken, and then Sun Lu or Lao. I think it's Lao. Fendo is back.
It's a good thing we have Master Li here.
Don't forget his senior student. They say she's the one who fought many of those bandits.
Yes, me. I'm senior student. Fender.
Those bandits will think twice before threatening a town protected by the likes of Master Li. They were fools to even come here. The only shame is that their ship sunk. Think what we could have done with their plunder. Well, that's another opportunity lost.
He's very scruffy voice.
It's vital for a businessman to keep tabs on anyone with two coins to rub together. Things haven't been this slow since the long drought. That master of yours keeps things ludicrously stable while merchants thrive on strife. During the long drought, prices rocketed into the sky like fireworks. I can't say that. He's a wise man who sees to the heart of things. If I were to complain about anything, it's how few students he attracts. A skilled master could bring a lot of people into this town, but he is very selective about who comes. That's his business, I'm sure, but it affects my business as well. Happily, we don't need to waste time on my gripes when there's silver to be spent. You'd think the recent attack would have people buying supplies or weapons or something, but alas, business has not improved. Who could be more important than Master Li? He is the anchor of this town, and none question his wisdom. Two Rivers has always accepted the masters of your school as leaders, but none have taken to it with the skill, authority, or wisdom of your master. No different from anyone else. If you keep to yourself, no one bothers you. Well, you are always asking questions. That can be tiring. Although I do prefer that over Gao's posturing, he is not well liked. But his father has money, so he gets his way. You'd think the recent attack... I've never set my eyes beyond the horizon you can see from here. There must be someone else you could ask. I send my thanks to the spirit for successful journeys just like everyone else. I don't have any special insight. Why not ask your friend there? Dawn Star knows more about the spirit realm than
She just
anyone,
disappears.
it seems. She's been a great help from time to time.
I do what I can to help, good merchant. That's all any of us can do.
Dawn Star hears her name and leaves.
I grew up during the worst of it, but I don't remember much. Just the joy when the Emperor put an end to it. Two Rivers was almost deserted by that time, but Master Li arrived soon after, and we've had peace ever since. I don't know. That's why the Emperor is the Emperor, and I'm content to be here. I don't need to worry about it. Well, there isn't much to tell. I'm just a simple merchant trying to ply his trade in a town that resists spending money.
Bit grumpy.
One day the gods will recognize my suffering and elevate me to their ranks.
Bit self. Let's see.
What can I...
What does he have to say? Oh, nothing.
I do what I can, but the ghosts and bandits limit travel. They viciously force many caravans to turn back. To hear some of the caravan masters talk, there are problems of this type all over the Empire. I will be sure to let you know as soon as anything comes to town.
Cool.
Do come back when the weight of your silver is slowing you down. Always happy to help.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. Now I've done my discussion with him. There's more villagers in town now. Most of them you can't interact with at all. I can talk to that guy again, but I'd rather talk to Gujin.
Good job with those ruffians. Those bandits weren't gentle with this town. I'm going to help out with some of the repairs.
What a nice
I'm
lad.
just glad you two got a chance to try those weapons out for real. Looks like they handled themselves well, just like you two. It's a sleepy little town, usually, and bandit attacks are virtually unheard of. Who wants to rob farmers? Rice isn't worth enough to carry it away. The only real visitor we have is that strange fellow who came in for supplies once or twice. He's just some mad hermit, though. He tries to avoid the village proper. best thing about this place is Master Lee's leadership. It's like the man was born to it.
Born to it.
I never got his name, and he shies away from the village proper, so I think he prefers it that way. His visits are so rare, I'm not surprised you haven't heard of him. Merchant Fendo won't even speak of the man. Just gives him a few basic supplies and lets him go.
I'm gonna go back to Fendo.
Oh well, no concern of ours. If a man wants to keep to himself, I say we let him do it.
That is a good way to live. I'm not gonna exchange my weapon.
I may be the weapon master around here, but it's Master Lee who really does the training. I help out, but he's the real reason you two are so good.
Nah, I'm just good by myself. But I'm not. I'm humble.
Town in the western part of the Empire. It was a sleepy place like this.
So he was on the west as well.
Not farmers. That whole province is called the Hills of the Six Holy Scrolls for a reason. It's rocky, as rich in minerals as it is in ancient temples.
I think I've been there in the game before. Because I know you go, you travel around quite a bit, but I'm not too sure. It's been so long. I know I completed the game at one point. Like, it was either me or my sister. But I know I've gone through the credits. Huh.
After the body takes enough of a beating, it just doesn't fight as well as it once did. About 10 years ago, something just broke loose. Ghosts stormed out of the hills, dozens of them charging from the west.
So, from the
We
west.
tried to fight them, and it worked to some degree. But these ghosts were howling mad. Some of them didn't even look human anymore, like monsters they were. They came from the hills in the west, but beyond that, no one knows. The scary part is that these days I hear more and more stories about ghosts haunting the roads.
So the
I
fact
wonder if we
to the
in
west
Town
is
saw the beginning of whatever is happening now. It's hard to say, but there
an
are
origin
awful
point
lot
of the
rumors
story.
about ghosts these days. I haven't the whisper of a clue. They simply attacked, all transparent and screaming rage in those hollow voices of theirs. They came from the hills in the west. I wonder if we... Ghosts can't die, but they can be... dispersed is the best word. They come back after a while, though.
Oh, whoops.
I guess there's no peace for the dead, except to go to the underworld, like most everyone does when they die. We won, but many people joined the ghosts' ranks that day. People were spooked, claiming that the hills were haunted. Soon enough, Broken Path became an empty path. It was deserted, still sore from the fighting. I made my way south, to what I found to be more peaceful lands. You're right. There's plenty to do.
Goodbye, Gujin.
Quite a bit of excitement. Yes, bandits can be tricky opponents.
This coming from someone who didn't fight.
Of course, that didn't stop Gao the Lesser from beating a few of them senseless. That boy enjoys causing pain. You won't tell anyone about what happened, will you? I couldn't leave my post, you know. I can't keep watch over the students if I'm dead. Right, and I will, while I'm still alive. What do you need? Why do you need to ask? A bandit attack isn't of enough interest? What else would people talk about?
Me.
Perhaps one of the villagers can accommodate you? I would rather focus on my job.
Wow.
Two Rivers may be remote and calm, but I still take the task of protecting it seriously.
Okay.
Farewell.
Goodbye. Sayonara. Haha. That's a Japanese word that people use. Well, I say use. I've actually never heard someone use it in person. But something that people know. Okay, cool.
You were so brave to fight those bandits. Master Li has trained you well.
I have never seen Master Li display such power.
Cool.
Hey, boys, look who it is.
Drunk.
Is that the one gal the Lesser's always going on about?
I think so. I say we teach a little lesson about staying in your place when great men like Gao are around. You're not going anywhere. Gao will give us fat silver bonuses if we teach you a lesson about respect.
They say that as they disrespect me. Respect? Where?
Yes? Oh.
The merchant that has nothing to sell me. Let's just do this. Since I'm going past the cheese shrine.
I knew you would not let those bandits overrun the village. I hope I equal your skill someday.
I'll stop before I go into the cave. Wait, is that? Huh? Wait. Oh, the boy's here now.
That wizard with the bandits was scary, but he didn't last long against Master Li.
I heard some people died when the bandits attacked. I'm glad
Aww.
you didn't.
Thank you. Okay, cool. I don't want to go there yet. I want to go up here. Just in case these students are back. Talking to more and more people is always good in this game. They have not returned. I'm sad that I didn't speak to them. Okay.
What can I do to help you?
I want.
Is there something?
Oh. No.
Goodbye.
Okay. Jingwu is missing. Oh, he's over there.
I heard how you faced those bandits in the village. Many people are impressed, but I expected no less. Your skill is a match for any rough bandit. Is there anything you need? Yes, and the students are on edge from the bandit attack. It would do them good to work some of that out. It is a shame about Kia Min. She holds the record for the most opponents defeated in my little training challenge. No one can challenge her record while she is injured. I have a little something tucked away for anyone who can best Kia Min's feat. That includes you, of course, but any attempt will have to wait until she is healed.
Damn it.
You could match it, but with Kia Min injured, there aren't enough students free to beat it. You will have to wait until she is healed to challenge the record. I know you held it until recently, but Kia Min has a knack for group fights, and she set a new bar just yesterday. As I said, I have a special incentive for anyone who can beat her performance. Her wound was not mortal, but it was severe enough that I will not let her fight as she is. I suppose you could ask her if there's anything you could do to help. I can arrange for a little sparring. Are there any special conditions you would like to introduce? I know you prefer a challenge. Yes, I suppose your fight against the bandits made you want to brush up on this technique. I can arrange for as many as 4 students to fight you.
Pretty good.
Facing a foursome means that you will have to remain aware of the fighting environment the whole time. Be ready. Remember, this is only a practice match. It will continue until you or your opponents are rendered unconscious.
My opponents. Oh, okay. Well. The weapons are actually getting annoying.
Very good. Another victory well earned. Now, is there anything else you would like?
To do the 2.
A duo to test their cooperation. Some of the younger students will think you are easy prey in such a situation. Show them the truth. Remember, this is only a practice match.
You'll never win.
I'm sorry, love.
Very good. Another victory well earned. Now, is there anything else you would like? I am sorry, but Master Lee does not permit such techniques to be flaunted at the school. There is danger in wielding such power if you are not ready. He does not demonstrate those skills very often. There are paths of the way that hold great temptation if one is not careful. I can clarify this, but I cannot offer the fight you wish.
Oh, damn. Okay. So I want to buy these. Whilst I have some gold. I'll get more gold later on. So I'm just gonna... Amulet's not important yet. Kiamin. So this is a side quest. I actually don't know where Kiamin is. I think she's like over here. Let's learn. Student Kiamin and Jingwu. I'll see if you have anything new.
Gao tell it, he single-handedly beat back the bandits. But I know you did the lion's share. Too bad I was stuck up here minding the younger students. It would have been great to see Master Lee deal with that sorcerer. We so rarely see our master's true abilities in action. What do you need from me? Stay away.
Okay. Jingwu, do you have new dialogue?
Glad to see you're still well. By most reports, you've faced down many of those bandits yourself. Impressive, senior student. Who else? Gao the Lesser won't let a chance to glorify himself slip away. To hear Gao's side, he pushed back the bandits, but I know you dealt with the greater share of them.
Aww.
Of course, it was best that our master was there to deal with that sorcerer. The stories about their confrontation spread quicker than a plane's fire.
That's pretty quick.
You are the hero of the moment. Gao claims that he dealt with hordes of bandits, but everyone else agrees that you turned aside their main attack. It is good that you were here. My foolish lack of attention forced Master Lee to come to my rescue and left me with a wound that will take a few weeks to heal. Master Lee assures me I will heal in time. It's a shame, as Smiling Mountain was teasing me just yesterday with some special prize. Smiling Mountain trains students in group combat, and just yesterday I managed to break your record for the number of opponents faced at once. He teased me by saying if I could go one higher, he might have a prize for me. I suppose he might make the same offer to you if you're up to it.
I'm guessing it's like
If I
1v8.
could fight, he could likely round up enough opponents for you to make a run at a new record, but I can't face anyone with this wound. Unless you can speed up time, I'm not sure there's much that can be done. Master Lee has already tended to it. Then again, I vaguely recall a grass or herb that hastens the healing process. Someone like Old Ming might know for
Nice.
sure. He's quite interested in herbs. I don't think it's a common plant, no. The only person I can think of who might know for sure would be Old Ming.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back for 1 minute. I'm just grabbing like something snacky to eat, like a pack of crisps. Okay, I'm back.
I'm not sure, but if you had to buy it, I'd happily pay you back for the trouble you went through.
Oh, I'm broke now.
This wound will heal in
Oh, I
time
messed up.
regardless, but I wouldn't complain if it knitted faster. All the quicker to return to my training. I think so, though I can't remember the name. I'm not sure, but this wound when he's not hollering at students for making too much noise, he's usually down by the beach looking after the statue of Emperor Sen. I know you're very busy, but
I'm gonna
if you
unplug
happen to have time and be passing by the beach,
my mic for a
I'd
minute
appreciate it if you would at least
whilst I'm
ask
eating this
Old Ming.
because it's very crunchy.
If I'm lucky, he might know of an herb, and if heaven smiles upon me, he'll know where to find some. If you have to buy anything, let me know what it costs and I'll pay you back happily. It would be worth it to get back to training.
I like ketamine. Okay, I'm gonna unplug so I can eat. But I'll go through the story, like the dialogues.
I haven't talked to many of the newer students. The only one I have strong opinions about is Gao. He and I have sparred many times. He's come dangerously close to injuring me, and I've seen his aggression hurt others. I've expressed my concerns to Smiling Mountain, and he wisely advises me to focus on myself. If I let my anger get the better of me, I'm no better than Gao. I'll answer what I can. Master Lee cares deeply for all of us, despite his stern demeanor. Look how he came to my rescue when the bandit's spell left me wounded. I've heard a rumor that the man leading the bandits seemed to know Master Lee, but I really couldn't say why. It's scary to think they came here with a purpose, though. Why don't you ask Master Lee? I'll answer what I can. I can only feed you answers that are common knowledge. Some of the other students might help you more. Wen is the most widely traveled here, and Lin hasn't been able to stop talking about ghosts, which is a nice change when we're talking about everyone else. If you have questions about history or philosophy, I recommend avoiding us students. Learn about the past from those who were there. I'll answer what I can. Take care. Oh, and if you happen to find anything that might help this wound after you talk to Old Ming, let me know.
Sorry about the popping, just plugging the mic back in. Oh yes, I heard about that. Some fool girl out walking on the overlook, wasn't it? Serves her right for not studying or meditating, I say. Well, there's no accounting for you. She probably wants something to get her moving again. So I'd say you need poultice made from red silk grass clippings. Merchant Fendo should have some, but don't let him talk you into clippings of bearded tongue grass. That won't do. Red silk grass will actually bind the wound and make sure it can get, make sure she can get, make it so she can get back to her practices. That's why you want it. Bearded tongue grass will make her feel the same, but it's only deadening the pain. It doesn't actually do her any good. For most people, bearded tongue grass would be fine, but I know the fool girl would start practicing again and tear something vital that could leave her crippled. Thank you for the help. It's no problem, just remember that you need red silk grass. Red silk grass. Not bearded tongue. The first one will heal her, the second one will just make her feel better. Fighting with an improperly treated wound could cause her practices permanently. Could end her practices permanently, and that's not worth saving a few silvers. And don't let that merchant Fendo talk you into the cheap stuff. He might make an extra few silvers, but your friend's health isn't worth his profit margins. Thank you. I wish you well. Oh. I skipped his lines of text. Me? No. I'm not from Two Rivers, though I do occasionally come into town to do some business. Oh, this is the hermit. Today has been an overly good day for me. I was hoping to make a little more silver than I did selling my wares. Has not been an overly good day. Oh, okay. Oh, it is very tough luck. You don't know the half of it. I owe a small amount of silver to a man who works for a gentleman named Gao the Greater. He is quite insistent that I pay, but I'm falling a bit short. It is no more the price than a small pig, but Gao the Greater takes his debts very seriously. Gal the Greater is not known for his generosity. I know, I'll figure a way out of this myself. Give me silver, just hand it over? I don't know. That seems close to begging, and the spirits of my ancestors would be ashamed if they thought I was doing that. I'll just take enough to pay back what I owe. Many, many thanks.
That will make his life a lot easier. Gao's father is not a good man to have angry at you, from what I hear.
Thank you, Donstar. So I need to talk to Fender and find out how much it costs.
A potential customer is a welcome customer.
I did this in the wrong order completely. Like, looking at this now.
Oh yes, I had heard that someone was injured and immediately saw the opportunity to make vast sums of... No, to make a difference, that's it. Anyway, I've checked my stocks and I only have enough ingredients to make 1 dose of the salve for a poultice. I'm not sure how much good it will do by itself. Might take a bit of the sting away. Oh, now that's thinking, isn't it? Yes, I suppose red silkgrass might be just the thing for a wound. I could add it to the poultice. Expensive stuff, that. Very pricey. Hard to acquire, too. Would certainly help her wound, but I know something just as good. Get her some bearded tongue grass and she'll feel better. It won't hasten the healing any, so she'll have to take it easy, but it will deaden the pain. If you think you can justify such opulence to heal something that time would take care of, who am I to argue? I'll just need your payment to prepare the poultice.
Oh, it's only 50.
Excellent choice. I'll mix the salve for you and prepare the poultice. It won't take a moment.
Nice.
There you go. Her pain will fade quickly and the binding effects of red silkgrass will make sure she can fight again, if she wants to. Your generosity is extreme, but who am I to complain? Enjoy, and I hope it makes your friend better quickly. Do come back when the wait...
How much money do I have? Oh, 40. I don't need much more than 40, so... No one down there now. So the reason I'm not gonna... I don't know if I have the choice of making her pay me back or not, so I'm not going to make her pay me back if I have the choice. Since this is for goodwill and it's also for my benefit.
This has been a busy day for... The sun breaks through the clouds when I hear news like this. Heavens, I can already feel it working. That's amazing. Yes, this should be perfect. The poultice must have cost you some silver. Let me repay you. What did it cost?
I have the choice.
That's very kind of you. I can't thank you enough. If you're interested in trying to set a new record for Smiling Mountain's special prize, whatever it is, then I'll be ready. Goodbye.
You're welcome, Kierman. So you can see it, the open palm. I'm starting to get out of the mix now, and it will keep going upwards based on how I'm doing my tree, because I prefer open palm. I'll do an open palm playthrough. I'll change my stream title next stream.
What is there to say? She tells me that she is feeling much better. If you wish to face her, I will allow it. Kiamin says that she is feeling well and her wound seems to be already healing. I believe she will provide a fine challenge for you.
Fight Kierman first.
If you win this match, then I will have a special reward for you. Good fortunes.
Oh, I don't even get like a ready chat. Oh, is it 5 people? Hi, Kierman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kierman.
Well done. As promised, here is a reward for setting a new standard. Kiamin is eager to try again, but I asked her to rest for now. She seems well despite her earlier injury. Now, is there anything else you wish at the moment? Goodbye.
Alloyed body, whatever that is. Okay. 5 health and 5 focus. Okay. So
What can...
Well, it seems you have everyone on your side again. Hero of the village as well as the school.
It is a well-earned accolade. We should all be proud.
I'm not sure why. Such vermin are barely a threat. I beat a couple of those fools as well, just not the swarm on the beach. So you are at their beck and call? A service animal for those too weak to protect themselves. That's an endless, foolish road to go down. There are always victims, always weaklings. You could live 1,000 lives and still someone would be begging for your help. I see how you might think that's valuable, but are these mud farmers worth the effort? I don't think so. All I care about is my ability and what I want. The cares of everyone else are not my concern. You'll soon see what I am capable of. Now go talk to your precious master. He will not resume our training until he has met with you.
Well, I'm gonna save and just take a break here. So this is the section before we go into our special training. And I think I've done everything outside in the town. I've done the 2 side quests of this game, which is what were the side quests? Talk to I don't know. I did the statue, the lion statue, and I did the Kiamin side stuff. Let's look at completed quests. The Lion of Two Rivers and then Kiamin, yeah. I don't know if there's any other ones at this point, but since we've done them, and it's been streaming for almost 3 hours. Yes, this is still chapter 2. So I'll save the game and you'll see the time difference between the other time I was playing this. So I'm slightly behind of where the other one was. Save 16 is this, and then this was the other one. I was playing as different character, but it's the same. I'm just gonna delete these. Oh, this cave is a bit spoilery. Then that was the end, and then this is my new current save. So the other one was about what, 2 hours and 40 minutes rather than 2 hours 37, like 47 minutes, 10 minutes difference. But I didn't do the Kiamin subquest, and I didn't do like a lot of the. I think I didn't go back to Gujin and learn more from him about his backstory, and I didn't talk to some of the villagers. I did all of the combat stuff that's the same, aside from the 1v4 and then the 1v2 and then the 1v6, 1v5. So I didn't get the XP for that, but I had the XP for going in the caves. So when I go into the next section, the private training, I will be able to. Why do I have 140? Did someone give me 100? Oh. But yeah, when I go into the cave, I'll probably level up to level 3, I'm guessing. I'm not too sure. Oh, she recovers my chi. She's good on attack, and we don't have the other followers yet. I would love to go through this game and do a perfect run, but this game's very difficult. There's so many stuff you can miss. So this is normal mode essentially. Then there's Grandmaster, and there's Jade Master, and then there's Novice or something, student. So yeah. Oh. Where's the quick game to title screen? We haven't unlocked any mini games yet, and I don't actually know how to unlock them. But yeah, that was most of chapter 1. There's a bit more. There's the backstory part that we're about to go into, where we go into a cave, and then there's a bit afterwards which I haven't dealt with. Oh, I've never seen this.
This world is out of balance.
Oh, that's a different main character.
Spirits grow restless.
I am reborn again and again. I am the will of the Emperor. I am Death's Hand.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop stream now. And I'll probably I might stream it a bit more later. I don't know if anyone's still like here, but yeah, I might stream it a bit later and just go through more of the story. It's a good game, really cheap on Steam, so worth checking out. Okay, see ya.